sign of old. A wordsmith tells the tales of old. Goblins, ghouls, and facts most foul. Welcome ye to Church Jams Now.
Church Jams Now.
Welcome to Church Jams Now. Sorry.
You all right, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm fine. Welcome to Church Jams Now.
Did you drink some herbal tea? Did you have a frog?
Is this why you rented out this big spooky castle just for that bit?
Yes, we are all here together.
In Transylvania.
I don't even. I'm so giddy because what the hell are we doing, y'all?
I don't know.
Church Jams Now first Halloween episode.
It is our first Halloween episode, dude.
I'm ready to get spoopy.
Dude, for real. It is officially spooky season. I have been watching scary movies. I am your host, Kylan Savage. With me, as always, is our other host, Mr. TJ Smith.
Ooh, hey guys.
And our mad scientist producer, Josh Olson.
Hi.
Are we all just gonna talk like we're chain smokers?
I'm gonna talk like a ghost.
What is it about ghosts that's what, like, why do ghosts go like, ooh? Like, why don't they just talk like normal people?
I think my hot take on it is that they're cold because like they don't have bodies, so
Right.
their essence is just.
That's
out
why they're
there.
always wearing the sheets.
So they're just they're so cold.
Yeah.
So they're like it's like they're like shivering. They're like ooh.
Whoa.
They're just miserable, you know.
That makes sense.
That
Freezing.
does make sense. Guys, we're doing our first ever Church Jams Now spooktacular.
And what better song to cover for this episode? Am I
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
we're doing something a little different. We're not doing a full album, right?
Yeah.
We're doing one song in quotes. Beautiful mad scientist Josh, do you want to talk to us about what we're doing today? What are we doing? What are we
Yeah,
doing?
what are we
with
talking
our-
about?
Ooh, we tonight are talking about the song A Witch's Invitation by none other than Carman.
Carman.
Yes.
Slam the devil on his back himself. Mr. Carman.
Satan bite the dust.
Mission 316. Oh boy, we
Exactly.
got to cover a full Carman album at some point.
We'll have to. So much of his stuff I feel like is better if you cherry pick it because it's better in manageable doses that way. But I think we will have to
Right.
subject ourselves to at least one or two full length albums.
For sure.
by him.
Like should we do like Mission 316? Should we just wait until there's like a new James Bond movie and just cover that instead of covering that full record? Like, I like the idea of just cherry picking Carman songs that are maybe based on specific things that are happening in the world rather than
He's got
covering
so many, honestly.
Yeah.
It
Giving
could
it some
work.
modern cultural context. I like
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. But this is a good one to do too because this is for a song. It's a long song.
Well, it's not really a song. Can we just like say that right off the bat? This is like a
Well, how do you define song?
not this.
Sorry, I'm just throwing a wrench in it immediately.
I don't know. This is like a spoken word. This is like a story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a rap
It's like it's
almost.
well, that's generous. This is like
It
like
is generous.
because with rap too, like it's more of like it's like a spoken word. It's like a proto podcast. You know what I mean? Like he's just telling a story.
Yeah.
It's audio.
to
It's
music.
narrative audio fiction.
Yeah, it feels like radio theater.
Yeah.
Kind of. Because it's got all the Foley sounds and everything. What is it? What is it, guys? We haven't even said what it is yet.
Yeah, Josh, tell us what is it?
Talking
I
all
did
about
say
it.
It's a witch's invitation.
A
Yeah.
witch's invitation.
A witch's invitation, which, like we said, this song is like 6 minutes, 45 seconds, so it's a little long. And there's also an accompanying long form music video that goes along with it. So on this episode, we'll be talking about, I think we're going to go through the music video first. And then we're going to talk about our song and do our regular like kind of like musical breakdown analysis on the song. But this time we're also joining it with the music video. So if you're listening at home and you want to follow along, definitely go to YouTube and look for Carman, A Witch's Invitation, because that music video is up there and you can enjoy it for all that we are about to discuss about it.
I will say, okay, so every year in October, starting October 1st to October 31st, I try to watch a horror movie a day. And I will say this is probably, for reasons that they didn't intend, the scariest movie that I've watched this year.
Why?
Because we'll get into it. Okay, so for this, we're going to focus mainly on the visual elements. Okay, so I think we're going to do a little bit of like a mystery side. Yes, we got to get into some spooky research. I can't do this.
Some Carman research.
I've been going through the archives in the dungeon, and
Have
I
you
found
recorded?
some great
Oh my
tidbits
God,
of information.
This is so good. I just
I
love
love
this.
Halloween. I love Halloween so much.
Me
So
too, man.
This is perfect.
Oh, this is the best. This is all I want to do in my life.
So, for the research masters,
Josh, you can do that literally anytime. Straight up, I'm going to text you anytime I'm feeling particularly sad. I'm just going to text you and say, can you please send me an audio message of you just saying anything in this voice?
I need mad scientist Josh.
Igor. But of course,
I can't.
I want to see how long.
I hope I don't regret this.
Like, how long can you keep?
I'm gonna listen back to this and be like, "Why was I doing this the whole episode?"
To bless your friends' hearts is why you've been doing it.
That's why we do any of this.
That's
stuff.
Bless
true.
our hearts with some
Okay.
spooky
That's why.
magic.
It's all for y'all.
Give us some spooky research.
I've got a little bit of spooky research just for some context. I'll save a lot of stuff for obviously the first time we do a full-length Carman record. But for Carman, if you don't know, Carman was born January 19th, 1965, and passed away February 16th, 2021. He got cancer in like 2014 and was like fighting that. So he died at 65 years old. This song is taken from his album Revival in the Land, which came out in 1989. And this is the third track from this record. This was Billboard Christian's best performing album of 1990, actually.
Oh,
So,
wow.
highest selling record for Christian market. It was produced by Keith Thomas, who produced a lot of Carman, Amy Grant, BB and CC Winan, so big CCM producer. Like we were kind of talking about with this song, this is one of Carman's characteristic, like what I was calling like long form narratives for his song, where he has, in 1984, I think at least the first one that I know of, he did Lazarus Come Forth. And then his big one was in 1985, which was the title track for his record, The Champion. And he did this a lot in his career. It was like kind of one of his staples. And this story is apparently based off of a real story that happened to Mario Murillo, a California pastor speaker. And he was telling the story at Oral Roberts University and at like a chapel service. And Carman was like the guest singer for that chapel service. So I guess Carman heard it and was like, yo, I want to make this into a song.
Yo, this is good. I
He
want
said,
to, I want
yo,
to tell
kids,
this story
I want to make this into a song.
and not sing
so
a
wild.
lick on it.
Yes. But he does that in like a lot of those like narrative songs.
I
Like,
know,
he doesn't
I
sing.
know.
It's just set to music, which I'm interested to like talk about, like just from a production standpoint, like how do you do that? What comes first kind of thing. But we'll get to that later. So that concludes my research, masters. I hope it pleases
That
thee.
got a witch's cackle out of me.
That was so funny.
I'm
I mean, spooky.
I'm not doing a bit.
We got Kyle. We shut down Kylan's bit brain.
Wow.
No bits.
That's a feat.
No bits.
No bits.
No bits, guys.
Um.
That was my favorite bit of our episode that hasn't been released yet
Oh,
when this episode airs, so we can't talk about it.
it's true. Okay, so guys, do we want to go through the music video first?
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's make this a little interactive for anyone that chooses. We're going to do a little bit of like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of thing. We're going to play the music video and kind of talk over it. We'll probably pause. We'll have to pause at certain points, and we'll let you know.
Multiple
But if you
points.
want to play along, go ahead and pull up A Witch's Invitation music video by Carman on YouTube, and we're all going to start it at the same time. So we're going to count it down like we used to back in the old days when we were trying to sync all of our audio.
Gosh.
5, 4, 3,
3,
2,
2, 1.
Okay, all right, I already got to stop it.
Wow,
I already gotta
5
stop it.
seconds.
5 seconds in. Is this Leave It to Beaver?
Yes, okay. What is this like it sounds like Christmas music.
Or like 50s sitcom
Yes,
opening?
it is very like, yeah, and he's like walking up to his house. Yes, it
Full suit, like you do.
Bird sounds in the background.
Okay, so Carman is from New Jersey.
New Jersey.
And he's got this whole video, man. He's got a
got a
very
vibe.
like Jersey Goodfellas vibe. And it looks like he
Goodfellas
does
is that
not
good.
live at this house. This is not the house that he lives at.
No way.
Okay, we're gonna keep going.
White picket fence, like
Yeah. Here we
nuclear
go.
family sort of house.
And he's got
Carman. His name
in
is on
Helvetica?
the mailbox. Not his
I love
last
that.
name. It's just Carman.
Just Carman.
He has to have it so the mailman knows. Oh, Carmen's
this
mail
is
goes
Carman.
here.
Wait, pause it. We got to
Uh,
see these snakes and bats. Okay. Somebody drew some snakes and bats on this
Here is some
letter.
production design that I'm here for. Josh, what
Oh, never mind. Okay. It's addressed to Carmen, who lives in the zip code 77777.
Yes, okay, yeah.
On
yeah, well,
77
I was like, why aren't these
Righteous
sixes? But
Road.
okay.
yeah, 77 Righteous Road,
Mm-hmm.
Sunnyvale, USA.
We don't even know what town or what state
No,
this town is
but-
in. It could be anywhere.
Yo, it's in Sunnyvale, a real actual place.
Okay.
Just look up the zip code
7777.
Got it.
Um,
Thanks.
This letter is like a work of art. This envelope.
It really is.
The line work on the drawings of this like dragon and bats, like it's beautiful.
Wait, you can see all this in this 480p music video? You can see
Well,
all
I'm
the
making
lines?
a few assumptions.
Okay.
He's filling in the gaps.
Yeah, for sure.
But Kylan, I feel like you'd put this up on your wall, right?
100%.
Probably frame it.
I would.
You know what I would do with it?
What would you do, Josh?
I'll do exactly what Carmen would do with it.
Oh, okay. We're gonna get to it. All right.
what's that?
We're 24
does he
seconds in,
do?
and we're gonna keep going. 3, 2, 1. Oh, he's so confused.
He's so confused.
Oh. Dude, this letter too. This
More
letter
line
is
work.
beautiful.
This guy put in a lot of work
A
on this
lot of
letter.
work.
The calligraphy. It's just beautiful.
I know
It's like a dragon beast.
but and then
monster.
compare that to the Carman
Okay.
mailbox.
I wanted to say, Kylan, whenever you do D&DC talk, you need to like copy that and be like, that
For
can
sure.
be like your artwork or like your letters, like
for
invitations
sure.
for people that
all the
join
characters
us.
are getting letters
Yes.
from Isaac Horowitz.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Okay.
can't wait.
So he's going to his house. This might be
He's
my
wearing
favorite
this
part.
blazer that doesn't really fit him.
And Josh, you brought this up. This might be my favorite part of the music video. He's thinking about it, and then he's not sure. Tear it up, throw it away in your outside waste paper
Outside
basket.
wicker basket trash can
I wrote that down
out
too.
in the
It's too
front
good.
yard.
What? Who just has an outside wicker waste paper basket?
Trash can.
It's not a trash can. No, it's a waste paper basket. There is a difference.
Oh, I love
This
that.
is like you would have in like the bathroom at a fancy restaurant or
at a Goodwill.
in your office.
Just chilling outside his front door, you know? You never know when you're walking from your mailbox. You got to throw something away before you even enter your house.
Like, okay, so like, did they not have permission to shoot inside this house? Is that why they decided?
Well, I know why they did it.
Oh, you do.
It's to get to the cut from his house to Isaac's house.
Yeah, it's an efficient
Yeah,
use of
because otherwise they would have to get him inside the house and then
scene
get him outside the house. So
strategy.
they just like, we're just going to have to suspend some belief that he has
Suspend
a wicker
a lot of disbelief.
waste basket outside his front door
That
so we
Carmen-
can
We
make
swear this
cut.
house is real, guys. We swear it has
Coming
furniture.
straight from Polly's
lives
house,
there.
like learning how to like cut garlic and not snitch on the other Goodfellas. to throwing this away. 2. All right, we're starting again.
He leans on the door.
It's a good shot from inside the
waste.
wastebasket.
Wait.
But wasn't it ripped?
The letter was ripped and now it's whole again.
It's whole again. What happened?
Is this a gaff?
Fix it up.
Or is this...
The letter regenerates.
Ooh, that's some spooky shit, man.
Is that because there's witchcraft in this?
I will say
invitation?
that is a really great transition from him.
I was gonna say
holding
I
it.
love this cut.
It's a really good cut. It's like it's
Later, I've got a hot take. I've got a theory on what is actually happening inside the universe of this music video.
I love it. I'm here for it. Okay, we're gonna
So
keep
remind
going.
me.
All right, we're at 119. Oh, this is spooky.
Oh,
Puts it
so
in his jacket
spooky.
pocket. Look at this, man.
All of a sudden, there's like brambles
I know.
on the fence,
This is a spooky house.
mist coming through off the night air.
Look at this door, man. I want that doorbell.
too.
That doorbell
That's
is.
I want that doorbell.
I don't know.
Ornate.
It's
Okay,
something.
starting this moment, this feels like early 90s Skinamax softcore porn. Look at their faces, man.
Oh my
Look at their faces. Look at that. This is a
But wait,
seductive
also-
face.
Who's this cat? Is that like?
It's the
that's
cat
like a
from
Sabrina.
It's the same cat from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Sabrina. Yeah. Thank you.
He had a really good
That's what I
agent.
thought. What was his name?
And
Sable?
Hocus Pocus.
Like I half expected the Isaac, the person that sent this invitation, to be the cat.
No, I
When
know.
I first saw
Oh, that
this
would have been
video.
so good.
No, he turns into the
transforms.
bat.
Oh,
Later.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I love the interior of this house.
Oh yeah,
I would live in this house.
very well appointed.
Yeah, I don't love the green paint,
Yeah,
Sure.
That's a little rough.
but everything
The
else,
grandfather clock, though.
I
that
really
thing
love
is-
it. I love the chandelier. I love the high back chairs
Mhm.
Saying Isaac has a good attention to detail.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and Carmen talks about that, like his well trimmed beard, like he's got some aesthetics going
That's
on.
very
you know?
true. This feels
He
super
knows what he's
porny though. Oh, got
Ooh, little pentagram.
pentagram, a horoscope,
Some horoscopes.
and
oh no.
this
Ouija
is
board. And what is that, Kylan?
Dungeons and Dragons books.
Oh,
okay, so it's the
no.
second edition. So it's Dungeons and Dragons 2E.
Tell us more about the
which is
D&D
where
book.
D&D really kind of came into its own. Dude, I bet you could get so much money for those dice these
You
days.
think so?
Oh, really?
Yeah, those dice look
Are
so
those, like,
nice.
Limited
man.
edition.
Yeah, man. I just also love the idea, and we'll talk about this in the second part when I get into some criticisms of the content. But
What's to
Criticisms
criticize?
Of this song, Kylan?
oh boy, but I just love the idea of like a PA, like a production assistant, having to go out and buy Dungeons and Dragons books.
Or did someone just have them and was like, I got these at home,
it's
guys.
like,
I'll
I
just go
got
get them real
these.
quick.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh
man.
no, that's not.
And
So
Carmen's
Don't
like,
tell
we're making
Carmen.
a song about this, guys.
Don't tell Carmen that you've got D&D books. You bought these.
Also,
you bought
so the
these.
thing about D&D is that you cannot play D&D alone. It's literally impossible.
He's playing with the cat.
No.
So
he plays
no,
with
no,
the
no. You
cat.
need more than two people.
Yeah.
You need at minimum.
Look,
for
you don't know what kind of powers this guy has to summon different entities
all I'm saying is
to
that
join him.
like based on where we are culturally and where D&D sits culturally, the idea is this witch has friends that come over at least once a month to all sit around and play Dungeons and
Absolutely.
Dragons. And I just love that.
You're saying Isaac probably would be the dungeon master, right?
For sure he's the dungeon
100%.
master.
Okay,
If he's
yeah,
got the
okay.
books, like he's the one that's running him through like the Curse of Strahd or some other like you know, pre-made campaign.
A real slog of a campaign, yeah.
And they're probably just having so much fun. The cat's
I
probably
would.
like a level 12 barbarian, maybe
We
a
can hope.
cleric. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm fucking here for it. All right, we're gonna keep going. This is so hard to just sit back and watch this. I have.
So many thoughts.
All right, we're at 219. We're gonna keep going. Look at that crystal ball, man.
Okay, that is not tea.
It's
I
not
don't know
tea.
what
No, what
is
is
going
that?
on in that mug, but it is not herbal tea. There's some dry ice in there.
For sure.
It's
Oh, he
bubbling
almost
over.
drinks it. He almost drinks it.
He really
What?
did.
So does the power of Jesus make him stop?
Who knows, man? But then there's a frog just like on the table. Like he mentions a frog and then there's a frog.
God, I just love this production design. It's all so good.
Look at that chair too, yeah.
Some more Helvetica.
This music video is sponsored by Helvetica.
Okay. This wizard
figurine
reminds me of that episode of The Office where Dwight is trying to go buy a figurine or whatever, and then they try to like Pretty Woman him.
You've made a big mistake. Huge.
But it's just like that's like a cute little pewter wizard.
It is.
I would have
little guy. The
thing is, all of the individual pieces of this set, I would 100% have in my house. Yeah. I want a crystal ball. Like, where do you get a crystal ball? Hold on, we're gonna
the store that Dwight shopped at.
We're gonna
in the episode that you referenced.
Crystal ball.
There's only so many of them. One got lost into the river on Osceola. There's only so many Palantir left.
Thanks to the Palantir.
Josh isn't wrong.
Yeah. There's only a few left, guys.
Oh my God.
I have all of them.
What
Sauron's got one of them, obviously. Well, I mean, it got pulled into the ocean whenever, you know. Yeah. So,
guys, we can buy. Okay, we can suspend our Zoom subscription next month because for $19.97 from Mindful Souls, we can buy a polished clear quartz crystal ball. It's got 5 stars from one review.
If we achieve the level of wizardry that Saruman did, then we can communicate through the crystal ball, so we don't need a Zoom subscription.
Oh my gosh, TJ, that is brilliant.
Am I wrong?
That's very true. I think this is definitely quite a bit of a tangent, but I think looking up reviews for crystal balls is my new favorite thing.
Oh no!
What could you possibly say about one?
4 stars. I would buy this again. 5 stars. It is exactly as pictured. Oh, this is so good. Oh man.
Good to know.
Okay.
I guess.
All right. Back to the.
Is Isaac wearing like any like special colored contacts? I had a hard time. It looked like some like white contacts or something.
His eye color is natural. There's no way.
Yeah. Makes him look extra spooky.
I like that they do a little bit of the like drunk history thing where this guy is like lip syncing along.
Speaking along. Yeah.
Isaac really sells it too. The actor who's playing Isaac did a good job.
Yeah.
Way better than Carman does.
I specifically noted that like the acting quality, there was a giant chasm between Carman and whoever's playing Isaac.
For sure.
Like he leaves it all on the.
Oh yeah, I believe Isaac
for sure
on the set.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if he's just got tiny pupils or if he's got contacts. But this little like hand motion that he does at 3:34 felt very Doctor Strange.
It does.
Oh, this could fit within
his outfit too.
MCU
yeah, he does
kind
of have that. Yeah.
He's got a little Doctor Strange.
His pentagram's a little off, so it kind of just looks like a star. It's not like menacing. Upside down. Like let's summon Satanist. Just like, hey, I got this cool star pendant.
I got a star. I did good in school.
Oh, that was a really good effect.
Where they superimposed the skull.
Yes.
On top of Carman.
Lightning claps and
it's like bad good.
It's so good, man. Like I said, this is the spookiest movie I've watched all year.
Well, then I like this hand gesture. The pointing, but with the horns.
Yeah.
I forgot about the devil horns, man.
He doesn't really just point. He points with the devil horns.
He points with the devil horns, which I want to start doing in my everyday life.
Just be careful who you do that to. You never know.
Could be rumbling with a man of God.
Or a warlock.
Ooh. The lighting's really good here. I like this.
Ooh,
I want to figure out. I want to find out who the cinematographer was, because like some of these moments where they're like silhouetted.
Page? Yeah, that's really good.
Really good.
That's a good shot.
Ooh.
Like this, like this pan.
Yeah,
super good. It's super professional, man. This took a lot of money.
Goes from profile to
this bird.
Spins around to the bird cage.
I've got some questions about this bird, man.
That was a good long shot. That last.
That was like a 20-second shot. Oh, look at that.
Carman's getting the upper hand.
How much is Carman selling this?
He
really I don't know if I should answer that. I love that Carmen's actually worse at lip syncing his own lyrics than the guy that they like hired to be a character in his music video.
Right. This bird, man, they keep cutting to the bird, which if you watch any horror movies, it's like Chekhov's bird, man. Like something's going to happen with the bird.
Oh yeah.
Also, this is really harsh.
Dude, we'll get to that.
Yeah, I know.
I've got a whole thing about it.
We're just talking visuals right now.
But Isaac is like old. He's been aged and he's lying in bed.
Oh man, these spooky.
And what the heck is this? Okay, what are we at? 526 here?
526.
Okay, I watched this when I was a kid. After I knew the song, and I saw this and I was like, it freaked me out. Like,
This is spooky.
Some scary
this
stuff.
is like the episode of Wishbone where he does the Time Machine by H.G. Wells.
Yeah.
That was the scariest one.
Dude,
oh
that
And
my
they do
gosh.
the Morlocks or whatever.
The
And there's
Morlocks,
one
that was
little scene of those
terrifying.
things. Same thing. Fucking terrified me as a
Nightmares.
child.
Yes, same. The Morlocks were terrifying. And these puppets, whatever they are, the practical effects, let's just talk about how good they are. They're really goofy. It's scary, but it's goofy, but you're not scared.
Yes.
Like, it is creepy. It gave me like Ghostbusters meets Evil Dead kind of
I must say,
vibes.
I love that they're like the same green as Slimer.
Yes.
I love that. It's probably like an homage. Like someone's like, it's going to be like Slimer 2 and 3
Let's
here.
do a Ghostbusters reference.
Which I'm here for.
But like the design of the characters, of the creatures, is a little creepy. Like more Evil Dead kind of leaning.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. I remembered this music video, but I was like, I thought there was more that happened, like more creepy, like demon characters that came out, but it's just like these two. But
just this little
it
moment.
was enough for me as a kid that I was like, he's getting dragged by like 12 of them, but there's only 2.
They're still terrifying though.
It is, yeah.
Whether
it
it's
was
2
terrifying.
or 12, like, they're these creepy, ethereal demon creatures. So spooky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like special effects for like, I can't imagine this was a big budget, but like
I
in
know.
1992, this level of like special effects,
How
like
did they afford this?
yeah, like, that's
amazed.
Good.
Impressive.
It's like low budget horror TV level, but it's so good, man. I love these puppets. I would honestly, like, if I was rich, if I had like disposable income, I would track down one of these puppets and I would own that and have it in my house.
Steven Spielberg has the Rosebud Sled. You have the Witch's Invitation demons.
I would, man. This is so good. Oh, it's
Okay,
so
now
good.
if we keep going, I've got a question about the very next shot.
Okay.
I want to know what y'all think.
Which,
They straight up, first they put their hand on his face.
right?
And then they straight up drag him through his bed. Like,
Whoa.
Yeah, dude.
all of a sudden,
Gone.
he just goes down inside the bed. How did they do that? How did they pull that off?
Well, you can tell in the first shot where he's in the bed, he's
Right.
like sunken down,
That's true.
right? Like
Yeah,
he's
it's kinda sitting a
not.
little
Yeah,
weird.
there's a platform
There's a
under
dip.
this.
Yeah, okay, I
under this
see it
bed.
now.
So there's like a
You're right.
hole cut out.
hmm Also, doesn't he kind of look like Hugh Laurie?
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Just in that shot.
When
right
he's
there.
old Isaac looks like Hugh Laurie.
Yes.
Also, this is just really harsh.
Like, did he actually fall down into the
Oh,
bed?
and then they follow him into
Yes.
Yeah.
abyss.
I'm trying to see if they
Like, did an
Yes.
actor
Opened in
actually
his
have to,
bed.
like, fall?
I think they pulled him
That's my
down a
question.
little
Or was it
bit
a
and then
doll
just
or
cut.
something?
No, yeah, and then they just like dissolved. That's so
Crazy.
good. Those special effects are so good. This is like Stan Winston level, man.
Smoke and
This is-
stuff. Isaac's, like, not so sure about this whole thing anymore. He's like, what's
This
going
bird,
on
they
here?
keep cutting to the bird. God, the lighting in this is so good. Okay, does he kill the bird? Does Jesus kill the bird?
The bird got smitten.
I didn't even catch this in
He
the
got
video.
smoked.
What?
the
Because it
past
cuts to
tense
the
of
bird,
smite?
and then he says something about like the
Smited. He was smitenized. Smoted?
And then
Smoke.
it's just feathers.
the bird.
Smite,
Was the bird
smoke.
evil? The bird just looked like a regular
Bird is
ass
evil, man.
bird.
That you don't want to be hanging out with Isaac whenever Carmen comes over.
For real,
If
poor
you're a
bird.
If you're a bird.
And I hate
Cats
birds.
are fine, I guess.
But like, poor bird.
Is the
man.
cat okay?
No, my question after watching this music video was: were any cats, frogs, or birds harmed in the making of this music video, or demon
100%.
creatures?
100%. They all died.
Jeez.
It's like Milo and
rough,
Otis levels of
not
animal
okay.
cruelty on
Oh,
this production.
can we cut to like Arms of an Angel? Like if you feel the need to donate.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, he might have contacts.
He's wearing some contacts.
He's got to have
man.
some contacts.
He's gotta
Yeah.
be.
Oh, and now it's sunrise.
It's light now. It's
He doesn't.
yeah,
do
he was
the
there
double
all
horns.
night.
He does the normal point of life. You must leave now. I love that delivery.
Okay,
You
why
must
is
leave
Isaac?
now.
Why is Isaac afraid of the sun? He's just a dude, right?
Well, we don't know.
It's a symbolic. Light.
He might have done some incantations that mean he's got to stay out of the sun.
I love that
The
Carmen does
shoulder
like the
bump?
little like
Yeah.
shoulder bump on the synth stabs.
Oh. And then the stained glass
invitation.
pentagram
Shatters.
just shatters.
The rest of like the set dressing is really good, but you like know someone that was like the last thing someone forgot to like make the stained glass pentagram because it's just like so like scantily hung on there. And it's like so like thin. Everything else is like really good set dressing. But it's
Well, and they
like,
also
oh,
knew they had to break it. So
That's
they probably
true.
didn't
So
put a
they
lot of
tried to-
money into it.
that makes sense.
But you're right. It does stick out. It doesn't quite line up with Isaac's solid aesthetic.
Yes,
he's got
that we've
going on.
established.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Isaac's solid aesthetic Horowitz. That's what they call them.
Oh boy. Okay, so we watched
that was
the
a
music
ride.
video. That
was
was
super
a
fun.
ride. And we have not even gotten into any of the content that I want to talk about with this song.
Okay.
Well, what do we do first?
So-
what do you want to take us?
I've got sections. I've got like the stanzas broken up if we want to like read through them,
Yes.
depending on how granular we want to go. But I'm here for it. But maybe we should talk musically first.
Yeah.
So as far as his delivery, his Italian Jersey accent comes through about 6 different times in an embarrassing way.
What's your favorite one?
I think I really like Crystal Ball, and I really like 3 Shades of Blow. Those are my 2 favorite. There's also Shaft of Light shot through my soul. Shot through my soul. That's a good one too. What do you got, Josh?
My favorite one is in a Tudor book back in his face.
Tudor book back in his face.
He's so just fucking Joe Pesci, man. Just
Yeah.
like so
Like
New Jersey.
through and through, like Italian Jersey too. Bobbity boopy. The creepy strings that are supposed to sound like the doorbell were so weird because for me it's like I couldn't distinguish what was supposed to be Foley sounds to like create the scene and what was supposed to be track.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like usually there's a little bit of a distinction between like this is track music and this is like Foley sounds to create an atmosphere. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I was just very lost in trying to distinguish like what's music and what's like Foley to establish a scene. And the doorbell was like the biggest offender maybe, like because
Right.
it kept going. The strings happen whenever he is supposed to be hitting the doorbell. But then they keep going, and I'm like, okay, so now this is part of the song? Like, this is part of the music?
It's
I'm
all
so
just
confused.
so weird. It's also just like so weird that this is track 3 on
Yes.
just like a regular
yeah.
ass record.
The normal record. That's crazy.
Like, what do you
That is-
do? You
Yeah,
just
it's not even a
like
deep
you
cut.
go
It's
to
like-
Mardell's,
Front load
Like-
this.
you pay
This is his version of
$19.99
front-loading.
in 1993
Oh, man.
for this record. You're like,
1989.
oh my god! And then you just like you put this in your 1985 like Mazda. And just like pop it on. You're
You're
driving
driving
down
to
the
work
street and
at like 8 a.m.
What the fuck
And all of
do
a
you-
sudden,
how do
you're in
you
some
react
guy's
to this?
evil
Like,
wizard cottage.
what is this?
Okay, how did it like transcend like his album first of all, and like almost him? Like it transcended Carman in a sense because I remember knowing about
This
this
is what he's
song
known for.
and
yeah,
not
stuff
having
like this.
any idea who Carman was. I knew the song,
Oh,
but didn't know
wow.
Carman. Like I was like, it's just some creepy, it's like a Christian spooky song for a long time as a kid. So like, how did this song do that?
That's crazy.
I don't know, man. Okay.
Okay.
So
are we still talking music here?
Yes. Let's keep talking music.
Okay. Because, my main thing, though, I really enjoyed all the music. Like, I went in expecting it to be, like, obviously it's very dated, but in a very, like, endearing, enjoyable way. Like, I had a lot more fun with the music than I, like, expected to. Like, it's all, like, just, like, synth stuff that's, like, a little drum machine and, like, synth stuff on, like, a piano and stuff like that. It's all studio work. But, like, I thought it was really fun. I really liked all the sounds. And I really like getting into, like, I thought the Foley work was really good. It helps get you, like, into the narrative and you're following everything.
Right.
I really love learning about, like, the music theory behind, like, how to make things, like, spooky. Like, that's really fun. That's why it was, like, fun to do, like, the CJN spooky Halloween theme.
Right.
So, like, I enjoy, like,
Lots of,
like, organs coming in and
diminished
stuff.
sevenths and stuff.
Yeah, and tritones are your bread and butter when you're trying to get spooky
Yep.
out there, if you're out there. But yeah, I really liked all the music stuff that was happening. Like I said, extremely dated, but fun still.
Yeah, it felt like it took a lot from Thriller.
I was just gonna say
Yes.
it feels like a CCM response to Thriller, the song.
Exactly, especially with like the music, the long form music video too.
And it's almost like he's like it's almost like Isaac is the Vincent Price.
Right.
character.
But I watched a lot. So after watching this music video, I kind of went down like a Carman music video rabbit hole. And
Of course you did.
The video for Mission 316 is like 12 minutes long and is like a full on
right
like James Bond type thing.
Mission
and
Impossible
so
mission.
part of me thinks like Carman just like wanted to be an actor.
That's what he is.
He did a
he's
movie.
like
He had a whole movie that he did where he was the actor in like The Champion, where he's like this boxer.
I think that's what he wanted to do.
Of course.
And then he just kind of got stuck in this little like CCM box.
Well, they always went all out on music videos because we had like this VHS tape of all of Carmen's music videos, and they're like high production, like long form, like yeah, he's going all out. So I think you're right, Kylan.
It's just what? Yeah, I think he just wanted to be an actor.
Yeah, I think he's like a film nerd too.
Yeah, because there are a lot of things that like the Dutch angles and the production design. It feels like people that might know a little bit about horror movies and what's spooky.
Yes.
Okay, so do we want to go just kind of like maybe I'll read like a chunk of the lyrics and we can talk about if there's anything specific we want to talk about? Does that work?
Sure.
Okay.
Can you do it in a Jersey accent, like Carmen?
I don't know. Anytime like my shoulders just go up, like, hey, one peaceful afternoon, I picked up from my mailbox the strangest looking letter I'd ever seen. A chilling little envelope bordered with flying bats and eerie serpents whose eyes were tinted green. The letter was addressed to me, so as I opened it, I froze. What I read turned my complexion 3 shades of blue. It said, "My name is Isaac
Kylan.
Horowitz."
Blow.
Oh, sorry, a blow.
Blow.
3 shades of blow.
There you go.
It said, "My name is Isaac Horowitz. I'm a male witch, a warlock, and I feel I need to spend some time with you." Okay.
Okay. I broke up my lyrical analysis into 3 categories. You got goofy spoopy.
Mm-hmm.
That's one.
Right.
You got uh-oh. And you got
Anti-Semitic.
downright tone deaf.
Yeah. Okay.
So those are my 3 categories.
Cool.
This one so far is goofy spoopy. Other than, well, it's still goofy spoopy, but I love that the whole track is called A Witch's Invitation.
Yes, I was
But
about
it
to say this.
immediately backtracks on that. It's like,
I'm
whoa,
not a
whoa,
witch.
whoa.
I'm not a witch.
I'm a male
I'm a boy witch. I'm a boy witch, okay?
A warlock, otherwise known, a.k.a. Warlock, all right?
Warlock's invitation didn't quite have the ring
It
to
didn't
it that
work
they needed.
for some reason. But
Right,
he couldn't make it work
he
in the song.
immediately
So if you're going to call
backtracks
it that,
on the
make it
premise.
work.
Like immediately.
doing, man?
Just as like, well, throw that out the window because none of these
where's
people
the
want to
witch?
see me like verbally abuse a broad.
Flying on a broom.
That's it.
Also,
That's it.
Isaac Horowitz. This feels coded to me.
Okay.
Okay, according to, like I said, the Mario Murillo, there's a video from 2020 of like him doing an interview where some guy asks him about this story because this is the guy that it happened to. The guy's real name is like Isaac something Witz. So like they just changed it Horowitz to make it sound a little more spooky. But like Isaac was his real name, and I can't remember his last name, but it's like it's very similar to the real guy that invited Mario to
And do
his
we
house.
know, was this guy like a real, like sort of publicly known kind of
Was
like,
it like an Anton
occult character? Like,
I think, according to the video of what Mario says, is like he's like the only guy to have graduated from like UC Berkeley in like a degree in like witchcraft or something. Like,
whoa.
like that's what he says in it. So like apparently this guy was like a known like warlock,
A known-
or
like,
male
very
wizard,
serious
more-
about
male
a known
witch or
boy
something.
witch.
a known boy witch.
Yes. So yeah, so apparently like this guy did have a reputation.
Okay. But
So, yeah.
just the fact that they just, I don't know, Isaac Horowitz just feels, given the context, feels anti-Semitic. Of like,
Can you imagine
could've,
if
like-
you're the Isaac and you heard that, but they changed your name a little bit so that it's like not you, but it still is you? And you're like,
Right.
That's me. Like,
Oh, I'm sure he found out about it.
It just, yeah.
I'd be a little salty.
It feels off to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the next part is, now, as a Christian from a little church with God's call on my life, a man of faith and power with a challenge to grow, I did what any saint would do in my situation. I tore it up and said, Lord, no way I'm gonna go. Then gently and methodically the Holy Spirit spoke and reminded me we're God's voice to our nation. It's the church's responsibility to witness, so reluctantly I accepted this witch's invitation.
You went a little JFK there for a
I
second.
did. I felt JFK.
Yeah.
Ask
I can do
not,
the next one if you
ask
want.
not what the witches can do for you, but what you can do for the witches.
This one still ranks in the goofy spoopy category for me.
For sure.
Other than I feel like, I don't know, it's like his idea on the surface makes sense, but I just want us to take note of this word that he uses, witness. Let's like just a little placeholder there. Let's remember he said he was going to witness. See what that means by the end
Also,
of the song.
yeah, why is a witch's invitation used when he very specifically says in the beginning, I'm a warlock,
A boy
a
witch.
boy witch. That's the name of the episode.
They should have
A
called it
boy witch's invitation.
that's good. That's good. Sorry, I was out there. I was looking up that video. The real guy's name is Isaac Bonwitz.
Bonwitz.
That's so
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
That also, though, feels less Jewish than Isaac Horowitz.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Okay, do we have anything else about this section?
That's all I got.
Okay. He had the house you'd expect, the old English cottage, a Nightmare on Elm Street special, right to the core. The overgrown ivy, the gate that creaked when open. Somehow you'd expect Freddy to answer this door. Okay, here's my biggest point.
I knew it was going to be a horror reference.
Biggest goddamn point of this episode. This comes from someone that has absolutely zero understanding of horror movies. Because
Yes, of course.
the
It doesn't
old
add
English cottage, the overgrown ivy, the gate that creaked. Okay. The whole fucking thing with Nightmare on Elm Street. So it was filmed in California, but it was set in Ohio, in middle America. The whole thing with Nightmare on Elm Street is that horror can happen in suburbia. Horror can happen anywhere. This is more of a like Psycho Bates Motel or like an Addams Family house or a house on Haunted Hill.
Right.
It is the exact opposite of Nightmare on Elm Street in terms of horror imagery. You could have used, there are so many other examples, but I understand because Nightmare on Elm Street came out in 1984. This came out in 89, so it was in the public consciousness.
Yeah.
Also, Freddy wouldn't answer the door because Freddy
doesn't open
lives
doors.
within your dreams. Oh!
Yes, thank you. That was my big one. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
I knew it didn't make sense because it's for people that don't know that.
Right.
Like,
That's what I'm
yes.
saying. But Nightmare on Elm
It's
Street
just
was
throwing a lot of horror stuff at the wall to make sure
so
the
big in the
visual
public
sticks.
consciousness
Sure.
that like people understood what that
It
meant.
didn't matter. Yeah.
And especially good Christian folks are not gonna be like, Freddy doesn't answer the door.
But it's literally it is diametrically opposed to everything
What those
that Nightmare on Elm Street is about.
And to your point, Josh, it's like he's referencing all these horror movies as if he expects his audience of Christian music listeners to know deep cut like references about dark pulpy horror movies. That to me feels weird. That's like the tone deaf thing.
There's a little bit. We're jumping ahead lyrically, but he says when he's getting the tea that it made him think of all the horror flicks he'd seen as a kid. So I
Yes.
think the underlying assertion there is like you don't watch that stuff anymore. So I think that's like the disconnect. Like you're throwing all this stuff to create this, but you're like people, you guys don't know about this because it's horror movies.
Because the house from Nightmare on Elm Street looks like every other house in suburbia. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it. I'm not.
And this is kind of like where some of the
sweaty.
it starts to come apart a little bit for me, because I feel like a lot of what we're talking about reveals how tonally bipolar this song is. It doesn't know what it is. The song has no idea what it is. Is it a goofy Halloween story for kids? Is it like an evangelical track with a message? Is it like a warning track against the occult? Like, is it like full of references for pop culture nerds? Like, it doesn't really. Tonally, it's just jumping all over the map, and so I was having a lot of whiplash with that, especially in the next section. But we can
Okay.
move on. Sorry.
All right, we'll keep moving on. The doorbell rang, a hollow gong. The knob twisted, then opened, and Isaac stood before me with a grin. His jet black hair and well-trimmed beard flowed with his black silk clothes. My skin crawled as he said, "Please come on in." This feels sexy, y'all. Like, I don't find it sexy, but it feels horny.
Black silk clothes.
He specifically mentions those.
His
Yeah,
well-trimmed beard flowed with his black silk clothes.
I do want, Kylan, you to, if you can, channel like a little Vincent Price or whatever.
Please
you can
on in. That's as good as I can do.
on.
however you want to do it. If you don't have to stick to the Jersey bit if you want, or if you want to go into something else, or pull out some nice like of your like theater training to give us some like really set the mood for us.
I want to turn at
Everyone-
some point. When you're ready for a break, Alan, I'm ready to tag in.
Okay. All right. I'll let you do the next part. Let me just try this part again. Hey, his jet back hair and well-trimmed beard flowed with his black silk clothes. My skin crawled as he said, "Please come on in." What are y'all making me do? What is this? I lost my mind the second he said Old English Cottage and Nightmare on Elm Street special.
Your brain just broke a little bit.
I did. Okay, TJ, you want to read the next part?
Sure, I'll take a crack at it. His house was filled with every occultic symbol you could fathom, hanging pentagrams and horoscope signs.
Okay, let's
A
stop there.
Ouija board.
No.
That's a good Carmen.
Let's stop
That's a
there.
pretty good
That was
Carmen
pretty
to
good,
say.
Carmen. I know mine did turn into JFK. I started doing more Boston, but
Yeah, I'm dropping into the Jersey. Dropping low.
his house was filled with every occultic symbol you could fathom.
Okay, first of all, grammar jams now. Occultic is not a word.
That's true.
I looked it up. It is not a word, and I'm mad about it.
Welcome to
that's
Grammar
fine.
Gems now.
No. If you want to talk about the occult, that's fine. Please. Just say the word, right? Like,
This is a whole new level of occult, TJ. It's a cult.
It's
I
occultic.
guess. Maybe it's just out of my wheelhouse. I don't know. But
Obviously,
the
it's
internet
good.
didn't have anything for me
Hanging
when I looked up
pentagrams and
occultic.
horoscope signs.
Oh, no.
I did love that like in the music video
That he's
it was
afraid of.
like a stained glass pentagram that I would make in like a summer camp arts and crafts class, and then a horoscope sign that just like looks like a graphic on a Chinese takeout menu.
Yep. Somebody just framed it and hung it up.
Okay, what comes next,
Like, why
TJ?
is that scary?
What comes next?
A Ouija board and Dungeons and Dragons game set on the table. A crystal ball with an incandescent shine. Graciously. Oh, are we pausing?
Dungeons and
we should
Dragons, we got to
pause.
talk about it. I mean,
We
this
gotta
is
talk
like
about it. You're right.
the tail
you're right.
end of the satanic panic where everyone thought heavy metal and Dungeons and Dragons were
Yeah.
going to send you to hell.
I mean, hey, Stranger Things did a whole episode arc on it. Like,
Whole season.
it was real. The panic was there.
I mean, obviously, like, we weren't there in that sense, but it still just blows my
Sure.
mind that because I grew up thinking Dungeons and
That's
Dragons
how
was
I grew
like
up.
evil.
Yeah.
Totally.
It was like
for
an
sure.
evil way to invite witchcraft and like demons into your life.
Into your heart.
But it's like the nerdy, it's make believe and gambling. Like,
It was for all the kids that didn't like team sports or like couldn't relate
but
to
it
the
was
people
a
they
big
did.
enough thing that it got a shout out in this Carman song.
crazy.
That
That's a
just,
specifically bad thing.
it just blows my mind.
And here we are ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
No, when I heard that in the lyrics, I was like, oh, Kylan is gonna just throw down on this. It's so funny.
It's funny. Well, I was still reeling from the Nightmare on Elm Street thing to even begin to comprehend
To clock it.
the Dungeons
I'm
and
just-
Dragons.
As someone who doesn't know a lot about horror stuff, I am just surprised that like Nightmare on Elm Street and they got the Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy right. Like I thought they were just throwing just like whatever horror thing you can think
Right.
of.
No, but
that is,
but
like,
they're
they
both
weren't
very
even gonna, like,
specific to Nightmare on Elm
conjoin.
Street.
Yeah. So at least they got those two right.
No, but they didn't.
I'm
They
giving them
didn't.
credit
They,
for that.
they got so much more wrong.
At least they didn't say a real Nightmare on Elm Street. You expect Jason to open this door,
That would.
or
would
Leatherface
really-
to open this door.
You would think Shrek would open this door.
Ask not what the Jasons can do for you, but what you can do for the Jasons.
For the Freddies.
Oh man! Oh man! Okay. All right. And then a crystal ball. So pentagrams, horoscopes,
Yeah.
Ouija board, Dungeons and Dragons games, and a crystal ball.
And then Kylan's going to buy a crystal ball on Amazon.
I am.
Yeah. No episodes next month because we don't have our Zoom. So Kylan is using the funds.
It's just all going to be recorded on FaceTime.
This is like occultic bingo. It's like all the stuff he has in his house. He's like,
Now
he's
that,
got-
Josh, that's the proper use of the word.
Yeah,
occultic.
there you go. All right, cool. Yeah,
that's so funny. Okay.
Then graciously, he handed me some steaming herbal tea. Its presence caused my memory to jog. I thought of every horror flick I'd seen when I was a kid, and I thought, man, if you drink this stuff, next day you'll be a frog.
What horror movies had he seen?
Especially ones that turn you into a frog. Isn't that like a fairy tale thing?
That is a fairy tale thing. That's not.
I get maybe there's some Brothers Grimm.
Yeah, it's not
like-
very prevalent in American horror cinema.
Good try, Carmen.
Well, he's got that the other song called No Monsters, which is on our CJ and Halloween playlist, by the way.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that's like very 50s. Like the song itself is very 50s, but it's like the music video as well is like very like 50s kind of like horror monsters, like Creature from the Black Lagoon kind of stuff. So that's probably like maybe the stuff that he grew up watching. Maybe I don't know. 'Cause he's like watching stuff in the 50s and 60s.
Who knows? All right. Well, hey, we got a lot of song to get through. We've been going way longer than I anticipated. TJ, you want to keep going?
Sure. Then he led me to a high-back chair as he meticulously began to unfold his scenario with evil patience. I was given a giant leather-bound book jammed with newspaper clippings, thus the reason for this witch's invitation. With eagerness, he pointed to each article with pride. He said, I healed this woman through a Babylonian chant. You see this man? I cured him while performing druid worship. I was paid to curse this man with AIDS by his aunt.
Is anyone else getting turned on?
I can very confidently say no.
TJ's reading?
No, just the content, man. Leather-bound books, newspaper clippings, high back
Druid
chairs.
My
Where's the-
takeaway, until we got to the AIDS bit, and my takeaway was actually that I might be Team Isaac.
Yeah, the whole AIDS thing, man, felt
Here's
like
so yeah. Well, but that's
It was
the
a
thing.
job. It was just a job for him. Though,
That's capitalism,
He got paid
baby.
for it.
That's capitalism. He's a victim of the system. He had to do it. She paid him well.
Gotta pay that English cottage.
Oh my
Nightmare on Elm
god!
Street
Yeah,
rent.
yeah. You gotta
That's
pay.
right.
You gotta pay for all
the
those
crystal
D&D
ball.
books, man. Yeah, and the crystal ball.
But listen, other than that, all right, he's curing people. He's healing people. That's kind of cool. Like, just at face value, that's kind of cool.
Also,
and
though,
like, he's gloating
not cool
about
to
it.
curse anybody with AIDS, even if you got
Not cool.
paid.
Not cool.
And
Not cool. For the
guy's
record.
aunt paid him. There's a story there.
Yeah, there's a story there.
I do want to know that story because
I want to know if
this
that was
aunt.
from.
And they could
Right,
fix
seriously.
anyone too. They could fix anyone, but like, make it his aunt that curses him.
Well,
Like,
that
sure.
was completing the rhyme because he said chant, Babylonian chant. He had to complete it with ant.
That was the weirdest thing. How much of this like rhymes because he doesn't like speak it in a way that like
In verse.
I didn't
the
catch
rhyme
that
is
it
very
rhymed.
obvious. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it just,
no.
He's very lazy about his delivery, so you miss a lot of the rhymes. You have to really like pay attention for them.
Someone was like like writing it that way, and then they heard the recording. Like Carman didn't even like do the rhymes that I worked hard to write. Guys, like
Wait, did he not write the lyrics
he
even?
probably did. Well, if he heard the story, he probably. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't look up that.
But I want to know if that specific part of the story, the ant paying this guy to curse this guy, was part of the original, like, real, truthful situation, or if that was like a stretch.
right. Either way, fuck that aunt, dude.
Seriously. Go for it, Kylan. You got it.
On and on, page after page, delightfully he flaunted each incident for an hour without breath. He said, "Do you realize, through my understanding of the dark regions, that I can make you rich or even curse someone to death?"
Death.
I sat literally intimidated by his immensity and demon power, while his face shone with a satanic, arrogant bliss. Then, placing his hands on the arms of my chair and leaning into my face, he said, "What can your god do to compete with this?"
Can I just say satanic, arrogant bliss?
Is great.
That's such
That's
a
great
fun
line.
little phrase. Yeah.
Have those three words ever been joined together before?
I don't think
No,
so.
or
And they never will
since.
be again. Man. I said at this point, I may not be Team Isaac anymore, but I wouldn't be mad if he could make me rich.
Right.
That'd be all right.
And then he's gonna curse you to death with his devil
With
points.
his hands on rock.
Hands on rock.
Okay, then Carman compares himself to Moses.
He totally does.
I knew then how Moses felt. Did you? When his rod turned to a serpent, and 3 Egyptian magicians did the same. It's as if you're sitting there in that stunned moment while your faith gets violated, and all you feel is weak, powerless, and lame.
I will say, of all the points in your life to compare yourself to Moses, that's a pretty like humble way to compare yourself to Moses.
Right.
So you're like, Moses is in a jam here. Not when I'm like, yeah, I'm like holding up my hands and opening the Red
Part
Sea.
of the Red
So, like,
Sea.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Yeah,
that comparison.
that's true. If you're gonna pick one.
I just okay. Okay. I'm starting to lose steam at this point, man.
Get you some
You got
herbal
this.
tea, bro.
Not if I'm going to turn into a frog. I desperately and deeply prayed, saying, "Jesus, give me wisdom. I don't want to put you through some foolish test." Then a shaft of light shot through my soul,
Through my soul!
igniting my eyes with fire. God stood me up, and I threw the book back in his chest.
Through the book.
I threw the book. I threw the book back in his chest. I said, "Isaac, I'll not compare God's wisdom versus Satan's. The issue's not God's kingdom and Satan's lair. The real comparison is the condition of your soul and the condition of mine, and you, puppet of the devil." Imagine, okay,
That I will
regardless of the scenario, would either of y'all, and like I said, we're all at different places spiritually and religiously, but at any point in any of your lives, would you ever feel comfortable calling someone a puppet of the devil?
Okay. That's my big
Probably not.
That's my big complaint with this song is like I said for us to sort of take note of that word witness that he used earlier, right?
Right. And then he gets super aggressive.
Does this feel so far, does this feel like we were maybe taught growing up to witness to those in our life about Jesus? Open-ended question. Does it yes, no, maybe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My answer's no, but I can just put a period on that.
Well, I don't know. There are definitely some like cultural implications of using the word witness and then using this as an example of being like very aggressive and very like not offensive, like, oh, that's like that joke is offensive, but like offensive of like
Right.
attacking.
It's attack.
Yeah.
There's an adversarial nature to the
Yes.
whole conversation.
Exactly.
And like, dude, if I were Isaac and I invited somebody over to my house, even if it was that I wanted to like impress them with some stuff that I did and I was a little gloaty about it, even then, I mean, I wouldn't want that guest to come over and be like, "You're a puppet of the devil." That would suck.
I don't want anyone calling me a puppet of the devil for any
Hey, man.
reason.
I invited you over to my house, you know?
Exactly. I gave you
I made
tea.
you some bubbly
it's not
tea.
my fault you think it's going to turn you into a goddamn frog. I made you
feel like
fucking
Isaac's
oolong,
being
dude.
antagonistic too.
You think so?
Isaac's being pretty antagonistic.
Is he? He's bragging.
What can your
He's bragging.
God do?
He's not
Yeah.
being. I don't know if he's being antagonistic.
He asked a question. He said, "What can your God do?" I'd love to hear. Tell me about that.
That's not the way he delivers the line.
Hey, were you there, man? Were you there? Do you
I
know?
watched the video. I know.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, the way he presented it, but I get it. TJ and I are doing a thought experiment of like
Right.
a man that's very proud of his accomplishments and is definitely very like arrogant and braggy about it.
No, I definitely think Carmen could have a little more tact in this
And then
scenario.
this
Let's
guy's like,
find out.
You
Let's
are a
find
puppet
out.
of the devil.
Who knows? Maybe he gets more tactful in the next little bit.
Oh,
Shall
you
we see?
think? You think?
Shall we find?
Does he get more tactful or tractful?
Ooh.
Oh.
I'll not compare God's miracles versus Satan's. The issue's not God's kingdom and Satan's lair. The real comparison is the condition of your soul and the condition of mine. And you puppet of the devil that I will compare. I said, my friend, one day they're coming for you. The soft associates in your incantations. The friendly demons you think you now control. The time will come when you'll be lying in bed wheezing like a dying animal, and those spirits lay
brutal.
claim to the rights they own to your soul. Then the room will grow dark, and the most hideous evil faces this must be a mistake on genius.com. Then the room will grow dark, and the most hideous evil faces you ever seen will come flaming out the door.
There's that jersey.
Come flaming out of the floor with a yell. The vile informants that promised reincarnation will claw your spirit and victoriously drag your soul to hell.
Wow.
What a visual.
That's like so intense.
Yeah.
And
Like,
this was just like a song that I would just like listen to as a kid. Like, what?
just some light listening.
Yeah.
Just pop it on.
Okay, sure.
Like, he doesn't care to converse with Isaac, convert or teach or like, you know, do a little back and forth. It's like, hey man, you're trash. You're going to hell. Sorry about you. Peace.
Not even sorry about you. It's like,
Yeah, not even.
you will be in bed wheezing like a dying animal. You puppet of the devil.
Like, great
a little-
witness,
that's a
Carmen.
little rough.
Great witness. Good job, buddy. I feel like Jesus is stoked right now on this. He's like, yes, this is what I wanted. This was my design.
The vile informants that promised reincarnation will claw your spirit and victoriously drag your soul to hell. But you know what? I won. I win. It's like the end of this. It's like,
so
fuck you.
Mean spirited.
Sam Raimi heard this song. He's like, "Drag to hell."
Drag your
Cool.
soul to
Good
hell,
to
right.
know. Writing that down.
I do see a lot of similarities between this music video and a lot of Sam Raimi films.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is just, yeah. Okay, so then Carman goes on the defensive. He says, then I grabbed the book and said, in that moment, which mantra, which incantation you gonna chant to tell them to leave you alone? I said, my friend, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt what I would say. I'm bought with the blood of Jesus. Let me go.
Let me go.
So fuck you, Isaac. I'm going to heaven. I don't.
Yeah,
This is
it's like
crazy.
it's like an understandable flex on the on the level that like he's excited about his status and he's like safe and he's feeling good about his situation. He's finally got his confidence back.
Right.
So I get that. You know, you're in a scary situation. It's unfamiliar territory. Like, all right, cool. Like, good for you. You're feeling better about your situation. But like, what? It's still like, again, with like the sort of host and guest scenario, like he invited this guy over and he just like trash talks him. And he's like, well, I'm going to heaven.
I like TJ. I like that you and I are both like Team Isaac. It's just like
I know. Guys, Team Isaac. Isaac's the bad guy, guys.
Is he? Is he? That's the question we're positing currently.
His great set dressing really lured y'all.
It really
in,
did, man. I would live in that house in a goddamn
Yeah,
second.
it worked.
Just paint those walls and boom.
It was his black silk cloth robe.
That
That's what
his
did it for me.
beard, his well-trimmed beard
flowed into.
And his solid acting in the music video too.
I know. I think
Yeah.
that's part of it.
Yeah.
The performer's delivery was so much better.
Yeah, so I mean, if we take the lyrics, like, okay, I'm definitely playing into the bit a little bit, but if we take
same.
if we take the lyrics at face value, it is very much like TJ said, like it is an arrogant man, but still someone who invited you into his home.
I healed some people.
For you to then go call him a puppet of Satan and say, fuck you, I'm bought with the blood of Jesus, and peace out.
And if we could incorporate the visuals from the music video, like he depicts him laying in his bed, like underneath like these creepy ethereal demon spirits, and they literally drag him through his bed to the
Into hell.
underworld. We can
It's
imagine.
intense.
But that's the thing is that winning for Carman? Well, that brings up a whole slew of other like theological implications of this song, which
Right.
I don't think it was attempting to do. But you know, there may have been some cultural harm there that was done through the like perpetuation of this idea of witnessing aggressively and
Right.
the satanic panic and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It does feel all very like defensive. It feels like I don't know what
Yeah.
to do. The world seems like it's going to hell. There's AIDS and Dungeons and Dragons. So like
And I'm real angry about it all.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take
it's
it out on
crazy.
you.
It's wild, dude. It's wild.
Yeah. Can I finish this out?
Please.
I said, Isaac, when you tossed that book in my lap, you gloated with a sinister victory. You rejoiced when you saw your name in black and white. Now I rejoice, but not that your council of demons are subject to Jesus, but that my name is written in the Lamb's book of life. Then Isaac jumped up from his chair and screamed, You must leave now! I said, I will, but one last obligation. Next time think twice before you rumble with a man of God. And by the way, thanks for your, witch's invitation.
Spooky. Isaac's probably like, yeah, get the fuck out. I wanted to show you my cool horoscope.
Right, I want to show you
I
my.
wanted to see if
my
you want to
little
come to my D&D
magician-
group.
My pewter magician doll.
This is just like his like intro interview to see if like Carman would be good on his D&D.
Right, yeah. No, he's trying to do
I
a
saw
session
Carman, I was like,
zero
maybe he
to like
wants
create
to
a
do,
new
like, some
character.
D&D stuff. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm thinking Carman. I'm thinking like a level 10 cleric or like a bard because you're a musician. And like, hey, by the way, I cursed this guy with AIDS. And Carmen's like, whoa, fuck you for Jesus. Like, it's like, this song is wild, dude. This is the scariest thing I've seen all year.
And don't forget about the little shoulder puffs that he does.
I love that.
Thanks for your witches.
I love the
invitation.
break there. I think that's great. Yeah, I love that they drive it home, and that they mention like a witch's invitation like 3 times. I think in the song. I like that.
And
it's,
he's
like,
not even a witch.
recurring-
Isaac
He's
yells
not
back
even-
at him, Boy witch!
Boy witch.
That's
the
boy witch
post-credit
to
It's
scene.
the
you.
boy witch's invitation.
Hey, you're a warlock. What are you gonna do about it?
So what do we do now?
Did we flop or bop this?
Yeah, do we flop our bop? We didn't
Yeah,
give
we didn't
predictions.
say
We didn't.
anything.
I don't know what we do. Do we do?
We could just say like overall assessment. You could rate like music video and song.
5 out of 5 spooky pumpkins. This is the scariest shit I've seen all year.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, this is just wild. This was so much fun.
I'll say I enjoyed. Sorry, excuse me for that.
Be careful, that could be a puppet of Satan coming to.
Oh gosh, it's a frog. I'm turning into a frog,
turned into
guys.
a frog.
I'm turning into a frog. No, I don't view Carmen's music in a very high regard of
Right.
like quality.
It's all very on the nose.
So much these days. Very on the nose and just like leaning into like it's as tropey as you can get because he
Right.
just like jumps so many genres.
Right.
Which as a kid is great. When you're an adult, you're like, Carmen, what are you doing, Carmen?
doing?
Right.
Pick a lane, buddy.
Yes, but revisiting this, it was really fun. Like I thought the music was done really well. I really enjoyed the music video. Like we talked about, like I was pretty impressed by the music. It wasn't near as low budget as I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the production was solid.
Yeah. So I'm sure like lyrically you can get into whatever you want there with that. But I mean like I thought it was really fun revisiting like the music and watching the music video. It was fun. Done a lot better than I expected it to be.
For sure. Well, it's because I think
Definitely.
Carmen wanted to be an actor. And I think maybe this,
Yeah,
he
man.
thought, he could be a horror movie final girl.
He thought he'd make the jump from CCM to to horror films.
I wonder if anyone's done that.
He had to try.
Jessica Biel was in Seventh Heaven, and then she was in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot in
There you go.
2003.
You can do it.
So
It's been
Jessica
proven.
Biel pulled an old Carmen.
Carmen walked so Jessica Biel could run.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Well put, Josh.
Josh, I'm so glad you brought this to my attention because I was like not super aware of like this music video and
Yeah. I don't
this
think I'd ever seen it.
whole thing. I
was a
so
blast.
loved it. I'm like,
Me too.
I'm
was a lot of fun.
straight up gonna share this with everyone.
This is going to be like your new.
This is my new-
every
okay,
year you
so-
watch
so-
Thriller
so my-
and then A Witch's Invitation.
Right. So, like, speaking of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, my tradition every year is on Halloween. Since I was 13, I watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But
Whoa.
I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre on like September 28th. So this year I might start a new tradition. Maybe I watch A Witch's Invitation
On loop.
on
Just
loop
over and over again.
and then take a shot every time he says puppet of Satan or whatever.
I mean, those demon puppets.
They
are
were so
definitely gonna give me
good. They're
Nightmares.
so
Yeah,
good.
please track those down. See if you can track those down, please.
I'm going to look that up right now. Yeah, so this is 5 out of 5 spooky pumpkins for me.
Yeah, 5 out of 5 howling ghosts from me. Woo!
Josh, what do you rate it?
5 out of 5 separated
I was wondering what you were
brains.
doing.
I was because like in Young
Separated
Frankenstein, he gets the brain right because it's
Yeah.
Abby normal.
Uh-huh.
Right? Yeah. So he's getting the brains. Yeah, 5 out of 5 of those masters.
Like, I want to talk to someone that had no idea what this was, that just bought this album. Because if you look at the album cover that this is on, this is
so
on Heart of a
serious.
Champion, right?
No, Revival in the Land.
Revival in the
yeah.
Land. Just look at that album title, or look at that album cover.
You
And
know
the album
how-
title too. Revival
Right,
in the Land.
and then
Right.
this
And
just
it's
comes
so,
on.
like,
Like,
upbeat.
what are you doing?
Yeah, you know how like there's that trend on YouTube of like kids that find out that Darth Vader is Luke's father for the first time.
Oh yeah.
And they like watch it. Like I want that for this album for somebody that has no context for Carmen, just filming them.
Oh my God,
Like
should we
listening
do
to the
that?
album.
For our Patreon, sometime over the next few weeks, let's just show this to different people, but just we'll make like a super compilation of reaction videos to Carmen's A Witch's Invitation and just put that up on our Patreon. That is reason enough to subscribe to our Patreon if we do that.
It's a lot of fun.
So good. All right. Well, I think we did it, y'all. You think we did it?
We did it.
I think we did it.
All right.
We received and accepted and then rejected a boy witch's invitation.
Boy Witch's
Yes. We
Invitation.
tore it up, but then it regenerated back together.
Okay, from all of us here at Church Jams Now, you puppets of the devil,
May all your Halloweens stay spooky.
And I hope that demons won't claw your spirit and victoriously drag your soul to hell.
Church jams now.